Hello, welcome to my channel. Today I will be reviewing for you an African violet called Max Just Jeff. It was hybridized by George McDonald, the author of all Max hybrids. Max Just Jeff was registered with the African Violet Society of America in 2005 under the registration number 9478. I got this plant from Linden Lion about 6 months ago in August of 2019, and here is what it looked like on the day when it arrived. I ordered African violets a few times from Linden Lion last year, and I've always been very pleased with the quality of the plants that I received, and Max Just Jeff is no exception. I received it in perfect shape, and it's been growing really nicely for me. I believe I made an unboxing video of one of the Linden Lion orders that I placed last year, so check it out if you'd like to see the quality of plants. Max Just Jeff is a miniature variety with medium green, white, and variable pink mosaic variegation. So the leaves that are variegated all throughout with the specks and mosaic pattern of lighter colors, they're called Mosaic variegated leaves. These leaves grow, I wouldn't call this type of rosette perfectly symmetrical. They are rather unruly sometimes, but I think it's possible to groom it to a symmetrical shape if you are experienced African violet grower. I'm still a newbie. This has been the beginning of the second year, so I'm still learning. So I just noticed this pattern that some of the leaves twist like that when they grow. But that does not detract from the beauty of this plant. I really like this variety. The shape of the leaves is described as plain and scalloped. They are roundish in shape. They're beautiful leaves. I like the mosaic variegation on all African violets that have it. Since this is a miniature variety, it will not exceed 6 inches in diameter. And at this point, it has grown to about 6 inches across. So this is probably going to be the size of this plant in the future. It is now growing in a 2¼ inch pot. And this is a sufficient size of the pot for most miniature varieties. It started blooming about 3 months ago, and it got only a few blooms, and I just budded the plant because I wanted it to focus on growing the foliage first. And now it's just started its first true blooming cycle. So it has quite a few blooms and more coming up. The flowers of Max Just Jeff are described as semidouble coral red pansies with variable darker fantasy. I see some darker fantasy on younger blooms, and the blooms, the color of the blooms becomes lighter as they fade and mature, and then when they expire, they are at their lightest shade. The flowers are about an inch and a quarter in diameter, and here they are in comparison to a dime coin. They're nice sized blooms. The bloom stalks are not very tall, but they're also not very short. They're average size, average height bloom stalks, and the plant looks overall very nice, the combination of the rosette and the blooms. It's one of my favorite reds. I don't have very many reds. The only other red I have is a standard variety called Heinz's Sentimental. I believe I have a video review of that variety as well on the channel. So those are just two reds that I have, and each of these red colors are very pretty. I like them a lot, even though they're not like bright red, they're rather dark red. But still one of the red varieties that are very popular in the African violet world. This plant grows in my miniature garden that I keep on my west-facing window for all of my African violet miniatures and semi-miniatures. You've seen that set up in my recent video that I'd posted, what's blooming in my mini garden. So it receives a combination of LED and natural light, and the combination of LED is also two different light bulbs. One is 6500K cool white light bulb, and another one 3000K or warm yellow light bulb. It's growing now at the temperatures of upper 60s to lower 70s. It's 72 degrees Fahrenheit currently and 56% humidity. I grow it on a wick just like all of my other African violets with the regular tap water that I usually let stand in open reservoirs for 48 to 72 hours. And then I add 1/8 of a teaspoon of this type of a fertilizer that been using for quite a while, and I believe successfully. It's called Dina Grow Liquid Plant Food, and it has a nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium ratio of 7, 9, and 5. And I get it on Amazon. So here it is again, Max Just Jeff by George McDonald. I hope you enjoyed this variety. I like this variety very much, and I plan on keeping it in my collection. Thank you all so very much for watching. If you like this video and would like to stay tuned for future videos, please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you again on the next episode of my African Violet reviews.